Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my performance review of the Li Ning Way of Wade All City 10. So the All City line has been amazing. I love the All City 8, the All City 8 V2, the All City 9, and the All City 9 V2. They were amazing performers. They were in a lot of lists. I have them right here. I don't know if they're cut off in the camera or not, but this is the All City 10. It's going for 150 bucks. When I first got it, I was super excited about it just because, you know, Li Ning's been killing it. They've been releasing really good performers, and for a pretty good price. The All City 8 and 9 were going for, I mean, like, it's not super expensive, you know, like their WoW 9 and like WoW 9 Infinity, it's like 250 bucks. These are going for 150, and I believe like the All City 9 and 8 are going for pretty cheap on Famuji and also on wayofawade.com and also on Amazon. So if you guys want to get any of those, I'll try to leave an affiliate link in the description box, but let's get started off with the Tracciones. And in this colorway we got some pluses, right? So we got a lot of plus symbols, and so I was super disappointed when I first played in it, right? So when I first got it, I checked it on my wood floors and seemed to have a really good bite. But then I went to the basketball court and like I was very excited because I was like, yo, it seems really good. And then it reminded me a lot of the Jordan 31. Right, so it's really squeaky, super loud squeak actually, very high pitched too. So if you like that, it's awesome, right? I thought it was gonna be good because of that, but it was sliding out really bad, especially going forward. You know, for lateral movements, it was actually a really good bite. I really didn't have any problems with that, but going forward, it would actually slide a good amount when I first got it. So that made me very sad, just because, you know, I don't want to be sliding around all over the place, you know, especially going forward. You know, when you're going up for a pull-up jump shot and you go like this and then you slide out like 6 inches, you know what I mean? It's very dangerous, right? So I was really disappointed, but I kept playing in it, right? And I don't know what it is, but I guess you have to break it in. But once I did, it was actually pretty good. You know, the bite is amazing. If you're playing on a clean court, you're gonna be good to go, right? Even at first, if you're playing on a clean court, you're gonna be fine. If you're playing on a dusty court, however, you're gonna have to break it in, right? So of course, like I said, you're gonna be sliding around, especially going forward. But once you break it in, the bite is gonna be good. But then also, wiping the dust off is actually quite hard. So right now, I've broken in the outsole, right? And if I'm playing on a dusty court, it picks up dust pretty fast. I would say every like 2 to 3 plays, which isn't terrible, but also it's not great, right? So it picks it up pretty fast, and then once it picks up dust, you have to really wipe. It's not a slight wipe like that and you're good to go. You have to really wipe off all of that dust, and then you get a really good bite. But then, of course, it picks up dust again, right? So you want to keep wiping, but if you forget to wipe or you don't have time to wipe, then it can get dangerous. So be careful on that. And then moving on to the durability, I feel like durability is going to be good. You know, it is a Li Ning shoe. Li Ning, or I guess Chinese companies give us very durable outsoles just because they're demographic in China. Most people in China, I heard, play on an outdoor court, so they make their shoes very durable. And the All City 10 seems like it's gonna be very durable as well. You know, the rubber seems pretty damn hard, the grooves are deep, and there's a lot of surface area as well. So durability seems like it's gonna be good. So overall, if you're playing on a clean court, you should be fine. Dusty setting, just remember you're gonna have to break it in, and once you do, you're still gonna have to wipe, and it is still a little dangerous. So I wouldn't recommend it that much to you guys if you're constantly playing on a dusty court. If you're playing on an outdoor court, you should also be fine. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. Overall, it's very smooth here in the All City 10. So here in the heel, we have a nice rounded shape, pretty much fully exposed midsole. You know, it has a good amount of compression here in the heel. So it feels very smooth here in the heel, and then in the forefoot, nice curved shape and a lot of forefoot flex. But there is a pro bar lock here. So we have good torsional support, but we have good flex here in the forefoot. So overall, when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court, it's extremely smooth. And now moving on to the cushioning setup, that is my favorite part about this shoe, right? So for the midsole, we have a full length cloud midsole, which feels really nice. Like I said, you have a lot of compression here in the heel, and that feels great, right? And then inside of the shoe, we have full length Boom. And Boom is kind of like Li Ning's proprietary foam, and it looks pretty similar to Boost, right? But it's a little bit lighter and also bouncier than Boost. I really like Boom, and you can definitely feel it right underneath your foot. I felt it pretty much right away. I didn't have to break in the the shoe at all. So you feel that nice compression, you know, it's soft, and also you have a nice little subtle bounce as well right underneath your foot, which felt amazing, right? And coupling that with the soft, nice compression here in the heel, it's a really nice cushioning setup. It's also responsive. I wouldn't say it's too soft or anything, like in my opinion. Impact protection was great. Heel strikes, forefoot strikes, you're gonna be good to go. And step-in comfort is really comfortable. So overall, it's a really nice cushioning setup. I feel like most people would enjoy it. It's a cushioning setup that does everything like really well. And it's a very good overall all-around cushioning setup. And in my personal opinion, I feel like it's like one of the best cushioning setups as far as foams go in any shoe right now, right? It's up there. It's like top 3, top 5 in my personal opinion. So the All City 10, really good, great core feel as well. So there is the cushioning setup. Moving on to the material. So here in the toe box, we have a nice textile material. It's actually really thin, right? But then super supportive. There's absolutely zero stretch to it. It's a very similar material to the All City 9, which, you know, it was really nice in the All City 9, and also it's really nice here in the All City 10. It also feels really nice and premium. You know, it doesn't feel cheap at all. I mean, for 150 bucks, Nike gives us the KD 14, which was a really like crappy feeling material, but here in the All City 10 you have a very good quality material, although I feel like the synthetic materials could be a little bit better. And also I do like the 3M accents here in the forefoot. The tongue, we have a half booty construction tongue, and also as you guys can see, we have a good amount of mesh here for extra ventilation. And then here on top of the tongue we have pretty minimal padding, honestly. And then here in the back of the heel we have an average amount of padding as well. So overall on foot, it feels really minimal here in the forefoot and also here in the midfoot, but also really supportive. And honestly, it felt great on foot. You know, it's not the most cozy or most comfortable material, but I feel like for basketball, it's really good. All right, moving on to the fit of the shoe. I went true to size and my toes go almost to the edge of the shoe. I mean, I feel like there's a couple of centimeters of space, like lengthwise, but to be honest, I really had no issues with that. You know, if you want something really tight lengthwise, then maybe go down half a size, but just be careful on that. I feel like most people, it'll be a little too tight, right? So I would recommend true to size for most people, but if you have a wide foot, probably go up half a size or maybe even a full size, right? So here in the toe box, it's extremely snug. And also this textile material doesn't really stretch out all too much, which I guess is a good thing if you want to keep that nice snug fit, right? So yeah, I could barely curl my toes up, and I really like the snug fit here in the toe box. And also it is quite narrow, as you guys can see. I could definitely feel like this plastic piece like where my pinky toe is a little bit. So it was squeezing it just a tiny amount. It wasn't hurting or anything. And I really like the overall snug fit. So the fit for me was great. All right, moving on to the support and lockdown. So for lateral containment, I was good to go, right? So here in the forefoot, as you guys can see, we have a lot of stuff here acting as a sidewall. So this plastic piece comes out. We have also the synthetic material, and it's really supportive here in the forefoot. So my foot was not coming out of footbed here in the forefoot at all. And here in the heel, we have a little bit of EVA coming up, acting as kind of like a heel counter, but also we have like this external kind of like plastic piece, and it also feels like there is an internal TPU heel counter. So for lateral containment, my foot was held into the shoe. My foot was not going anywhere at all. So even if you're a bigger dude, you're gonna be good to go. I mean, like I had no issues at all. And moving on to the lateral stability, I was also really good, right? So as you guys can see, we have a very wide base. This part sticks out and protrudes out a lot, giving us that nice stable base here in the forefoot. So lateral stability was also really nice as well. Of course, this is a low top shoe, so you're not gonna get any type of ankle support. So support and lockdown was really good here in the All City 10. Now moving on to the weight of the shoe. If I remember correctly, it's like a little heavy, like 13 point something ounces. Oh, so 12.8 ounces. Let's check the other pair. 13.02 ounces. So it's just a tiny bit heavier than average. Does it feel heavy? Definitely really not at all. The material, like I said, is very minimal, right? Super thin, and there's not a whole lot of foam here in the back of the shoe either. I would say it does feel a little bottom heavy, but that's all right. You know, it's nothing too crazy and it doesn't feel terrible in my opinion. And it's a pretty responsive shoe. You know, if you're playing on a clean court, you're gonna be good to go. I mean, you're gonna stick to the floor like glue. Support's great, cushion, you have that nice little bounce, but also it's responsive. So if you're playing on a clean court, you're gonna be good to go. If you're playing on a dusty court, however, it's not the best. You know what I mean? If you do wipe and you keep up the wipes and you wipe really hard, then you should be okay. But even for me, like I was trying to keep up with the wipes and it would still slide out just a tiny bit and I would lose a little bit of responsiveness. So it was kind of annoying when I was playing on a dusty court. So there is the weight there. Moving on to the ventilation. Ventilation is okay, right? There's not a whole lot of airflow through this textile material. Maybe just a tiny bit. I mean, there is airflow through this mesh tongue right here, right? But that's not enough to warrant good ventilation. I would say it's pretty good for ventilation, but not the best. Like my foot wasn't terribly hot in it, but also it wasn't really cool like in the Jordan 36. So ventilation, I would say, was pretty good. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. I love it. You know, this shoe looks great. And the V1.5 that's coming out, I don't know if it's coming out, but there is a Bruce Lee version with like a shroud here in the forefoot. I think that looks awesome. So yeah, I love the way this shoe looks. This colorway looks awesome as well. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the All City 10, it's really nice. I like the cushioning setup was great. I like the materials. The quality of the shoe is great. Fit was awesome. Support is really good too. But the traction was definitely not the best, right? I did have to break it in, and even when I did break it in, I mean, it definitely got a lot better than when I first got it, but it's not top tier, especially comparing it to the AC8 and also the AC9. So that definitely does suck, but the cushioning setup is so much better than like the All City 8 and 9, right? So if you're playing on a clean court, get it. This is an amazing performer and I feel like most people will enjoy it. If you're a guard, you're gonna love it. If you're a bigger dude, it has really good support as well and really nice cushion, right? But if you're playing on a dusty court, I find it kind of harder to recommend to you guys, right? But anyways, that about wraps it up for my review of the All City 10. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.